these parents, we got to talk about signs, man. We got to talk about signs and we got to talk about the involvement. You know what I mean? Because a lot of this could be nipped in the bud early if we catch it and if we're honest with ourselves. Parents aren't always honest.
No.
You know what I mean? Parents paint their children as the perfect angels that wouldn't dare. Even in the worst case scenario, my child would never. You know what I mean?
My child ain't the only one.
Hey, man. Let's be honest.
Ain't the only one, but can you save that one?
Yeah.
You know, like, can you help us with this one if you know your child ain't the only one doing it? You know?
There are signs.
Yeah.
There are signs, and we like to ignore. So when you see those things in Facebook pictures or whatever, you got to call it out, man. Your child throwing up signs or saying this and that.
Question it.
It ain't cute.
Question it. Yeah.
Somebody else looking at it saying, oh, well, you represent the opposite of mine.
Mm-hmm.
They like the pictures. They comment under them and they kind of avoid or ignore the negatives. Is it okay to do that?
It probably ain't okay to do it, but you can always have. When we talk to our community, I want us to do it with the aspect of there's always gonna be crash outs.
Mm-hmm.
Driving fast as hell till they crash too, without a seatbelt. So we gotta always come from, and sometimes
crash dummy.
Right, that crash out, he'll kill multiple people on his way to his crash and destroy a lot of property on the way to his crash. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll think we got a problem in our community when it's just one crash out doing a lot of goddamn damage.
Crashing out, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Just one. Taking a lot with him when he go.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the guy we got to lock up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Here we
So
go.
you believe they crash out because, how can I say that? It's not a gang behind them when they thought it was?
I think.
Because how you the only one crashing out?
I think we had crash out since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Niggas in the 60s was crashing. That's the start of the Crips and the Bloods. Crashing out hard as hell. 70s crash, 80s crash. Crack epidemic was wild. 90s crash, and we crashing today. It's always going to be a level of crash out. We just got to find his ass. We got to weed his ass out.
Yeah.
And turn him over to the local authorities.
Lock his ass up.
Say it, lock his ass up.
His
man.
ass got to go. And if it's your child, you got to give his ass up. We'll lock your ass up too. I think if your child get 30, the parent get 5.
Damn, you think that'll solve some things?
That'll nip some shit in the bud. You looking at 5.
Oh man, because you're responsible if they don't go to school. You can get locked up for
You
that.
go- yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when they
Ain't even
stealing,
tough on that no more.
when they shooting, stealing, and plummeting and causing distress in the community,
Get them. Hey, that's a great point though.
yeah,
They'll lock you up when you don't send your child to school.
Yeah, they will.
man.
Or even shots. If your child don't got all
All
those
his
shots,
Mhm.
Oh, you can get locked up for that too?
You get locked up.
Wow, man.
Yeah. It's
So
child
lock,
neglect.
so lock their ass up.
Straight child
When your
neglect.
child get plus certain amount of years, I think we start probably sentencing the parents.
Definitely for the 14 to 15 to 16-year-olds.
Mhm.
Like, why are these children outside of the home
How
at
did
this
he
time
get
of
this
night?
Glock?
They might be accomplice.
That's what
Right.
I'm saying.
You know
Like
what I mean?
a lot of parents say, "I'm involved. I've been involved," but what type of involvement are you giving? Because you could be involved and still okay the nonsense. You see what I'm saying? You might be like, "Yeah, nobody gonna touch them," or back to the prayers. I pray for mine. That's cool, but where's the faith? Where's the works behind the faith? Like, where's the works behind the prayer? You can pray all day long till you blue in the face. But if your child out there doing what he doing, what's that saying? You die by the sword.
Live
You
by
live
the
by the
sword,
sword.
you
You
die
die by
by
the
it.
sword. Prayer just bouncing out the wall in your house.
Yeah.
You know?
And I do think we do have parents sometimes send their kids to like these boot camps and stuff like that. And if you're that child that's getting sent to boot camp and shit, you are a detriment to your community. I just want to tell you that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're the crasher. Your detriment ass to the community on. And go detriment somebody else's community. Get your ass out of here. You know what I'm saying? Go somewhere else and destroy some shit.
Some run their parents' house. I believe some parents really fear their child. I believe a lot of parents fear their child. Cause I don't know where that boy get this from. I don't even know where she get it from. Like, and I seen a lot of females bark back at their mom. I'm like, yo, like she really terrified of her child. Like she ain't barking back. You know, and I think that's another part in our community. Parents, you got to get in front of the kids. You cannot stand behind them or if he go down, I got his back. Cool. You supposed to. That's your child. But to a certain extent. You know, so we got to come from behind them. We got to stop trying to walk beside them and be like them. You got to get in front of them and lead again. Like, we got to lead them. It's no leave outs.
And then our society, even if you getting the good stuff at home, you will leave your door, and the crash out is popular. The crash out getting the girls, the crash out the cool nigga. They call the crash out the real nigga.
Yeah.
You know, he no tolerance, no disrespect. You know what I'm saying? And the dudes who aren't like him are what we call bitch ass niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we having a conflict in our community where if you're not a crash out, you're a bitch ass nigga.
Facts.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't want to go to jail, bitch ass nigga.
Yep.
If you ain't willing to just throw your life away at any old instance, you a bitch ass nigga. And so you don't want to be that. So you get in the car with the crash out or start your own crash.
Yeah.
In this violent circle of people crashing cars and fucking up our community. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
They are.
Language been left behind in episode 1, man.
Ignoring it all
that's pretty late. B, that's a late apology.
A late apology.
I think one of the first things you said was a curse word, man.
Lock his ass.
Yeah, man.